Did you know that there's a 100% chance of an earthquake today? According to the United States Geological Survey, there is. Millions of persons may never experience an earthquake, but they are very common on this planet. So today, somewhere, an earthquake will occur. Based on my research from the United States Geological Survey, FEMA, and CNN, I will present information today about earthquakes and the safety procedures for survival. In order to possibly survive an earthquake, there are steps that can be taken. I will inform you on the procedures to survive by not getting caught in the shake of the quake. During the minutes that follow, I will give you an overview of earthquakes. We will discuss the definition of earthquakes, the effects of earthquakes, and the procedures to survive an earthquake. First, let's look at what an earthquake is. According to Tyler Miller and Scott Spulin, who are authors of environmental science, they describe an earthquake as something that forms when the stress of rocks suddenly shift or break and produce a transformed fault, or that is described as a fracture in the Earth's crust. Energy is formed which move in directions and cause the vibration or shaking that we feel. The United States Geological Survey defines an earthquake as a sudden movement of the earth caused by an abrupt release of strain that has accumulated over a period of time. The same source reports that an earthquake may be so light that only sensitive instruments will perceive its motion. It may shake houses, rattle windows, and displace small objects, or it may sufficiently be strong enough to cause severe damage, death, and injury. Now that we have defined what an earthquake is, let's look at some of its effects. Last month, many of us were glued to the TV screen as we watched one of the most devastating catastrophes ever, the massive 8.9 earthquake in Japan. Hundreds of thousands of people lost their lives and many were severely injured. According to CNN, it was the worst earthquake to hit the Japan island. Buildings shook and collapsed by the score, and numerous fires ignited. The earthquake killed thousands of people, causing a tsunami, which was a formation of a 30-foot wall of water that engulfed entire towns, dragged houses onto highways, and tossed cars and boats like toys. Some waves reached 6 miles inland. There was also a leak that occurred in the atomic power plant, and a high level of radiation was released due to the damage of the nuclear power plants. In the same article, CNN quoted one of Japan's safety agencies who said the radiation levels were 1,000 times above normal. Now, although the damage and probabilities are high and quite extensive, there are precautions that can be taken to help you survive. The Federal Emergency Management Association, also known as FEMA, says that if you're indoors, drop to the ground, take cover by getting under a sturdy table or a large piece of furniture, and hold on until the shaking stops. Stay away from the glass and windows. Stay away from outside doors and walls and anything that could fall. Also, stay inside until the shaking stops and it's safe to go outside again. A matter of fact, don't use an elevator. Further, they instruct that if you're outdoors, stay out there. Move away from buildings, street lights, and utility wires. The greatest danger exists directly outside buildings, at exits, and alongside exterior walls. If you're in a moving vehicle, stop as quickly as possible and stay in the vehicle. Avoid stopping near or under bridges and buildings and overpasses and trees and utility wires. Avoid roads, bridges, or ramps that may have been damaged by the earthquake. Finally, if you're trapped under debris, do not light a match. Although you may be nervous, it is not the time to smoke. Don't move about or kick up dust. Cover your mouth with a handkerchief or clothing and tap on a pipe or wall so that rescuers can locate you. As you can see, there are some things that you can do to survive. Likelihood of survival can greatly improve when simple steps are adhered to. Earthquakes can cause destructive, deadly results. So if you find yourself in the midst of its deadly force, remember, stay away from windows. Don't go outside. Hide under a large desk or table and stay in a car if you're outside. The United States Geological Survey reports that an earthquake has a 100% chance of happening in several places. But by following simple steps, you can possibly get through the shake of the quake.